I'm going to train specifically on some phone sales tips right now for the next 11 minutes before we bring in our next presenter. Okay? Phone sales tips. Okay? Number one, start the call off right or correctly. Okay? Start the call off right. Here's what I mean. Here's the example of a wrong call. This is what most agents do, by the way. Here's the example of a wrong call. If you bought the group pass, you got your team on here, this is what you got them on here for. This is it, okay? Most people, here's what they call. They call a lead and they're like, hey, hello, is Betty there? Hey, Betty, this is Cody Askins with Cody Askins Insurance Group. How are you today? Right? Like that. This is what happens, by the way, when you're calling leads and they're like, I'm not doing great. Who are you? Why are you calling me? Then they take control of the call and start asking you stupid questions. Yes? Here's the example of the right call. Okay? Right call. Also, who thinks I should do like these more like mini training courses about this kind of stuff along the way? Dude, I think I should, man. I think I should. I've been diving into marketing so heavy since I bought out my partner. I haven't been doing as much sales training, but I'm kind of missing some of this training stuff that we're doing, right? So here's what's happening though. That's the example of the wrong call. Here's the right call. Don't ask if it's them. Don't say, is this Betty? Are you Betty? Is Betty available? Can I speak to Betty? No. If the lead answers and it's a woman, Betty, I don't need to ask. Because guess what? When SiriusXM calls me and says, hey, is Cody there? Nope, you've got the wrong number, right? Dude, maybe it's not the leads. Maybe it's you don't know what to say to the leads. Have you ever thought about that, right? Betty, this is Cody. I don't do her last name. I don't ask her if it's her. I don't say my last name. I don't say my agency name. Betty, yeah, this is Cody. I'm getting back to you about your request for final expense information. I've got here that you live in the state of Texas. Is that correct? Or I've got here that you listed your favorite hobby, oh my gosh, as fishing. That is so cool. I'm terrible at fishing. I may need help, but you submitted fishing, correct? Right? Again, Betty, this is Cody, getting back to you about your request, and then ask a question to confirm some information. It's not that hard. And what does that do? My whole goal in the first 30 seconds of a call is to eliminate objections completely. I get less objections because I am in control when I am on the phone. Do I still get objections every now and then? Sure, yes. But I am trying to eliminate objections as much as I possibly can. I am in control. And if I'm asking questions, then I get less objections. Would you agree? Okay? So, number 2 is always finish with a question. Always finish with a question. Every time you speak, you should finish with a question 100% of the time. 100% of the time. You're like, dude, what do I ask? Does that make sense? Are you with me? Right? You could be like, oh, I'm asking about, whatever. It doesn't matter. Try to find a way to finish with a question so that you can keep control of the call as much as possible. Okay, number 3, don't talk too much. Goodness gracious, people love to freaking talk. Dude, I got some sales reps still that love to freaking talk, and it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. The gift of gab is a curse. Do not bring it to sales, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Type gab if you're like, bro, I like to talk, man. I hear you. I talk too much. I know I do. I like to talk. I like to hear myself speak. I know I do it too much. I thought it was a gift, and I learned really quick. It's a curse, man. It's a curse, okay? Look at these guys being honest. We are with you. We are family now. We're gonna take you under our wing and help you, okay? Stop talking so much, okay? So if you think about that, here's when I know I'm doing good. If they are talking more than me, now I'm asking questions, I'm in control, but when the prospect is talking more than me, I feel really good about making that sale. Really good. But when I am talking more than them, it is going poorly, and I know it. Anybody ever felt that? You've done enough calls where you know what I'm talking about now, right? Don't talk too much. Number 4. Okay, number 4. Get answers to your questions. Get answers to your questions. Number 4, get answers to your questions. Here's what I mean. When you're asking questions, Cheyenne and I just did this the other day on a call. When you have to get answers to your questions. I asked somebody the other day, It's a bold question, but I said, hey, how much money do you make? They're like, ooh, that's a little personal. I'm like, it is, but I won't tell anybody as long as you're okay with me knowing. Is that fine? Sure, right? And it took me like 6 or 7 asks. And she's finally like, she's kind of ashamed, by the way. She's like, $500,000? I'm like, why the freak are you ashamed to share that? That's amazing. What's the problem here, right? However, I kept asking until, I learned this a long time ago from a sales manager when I was about 21 years old. I learned that you can ask the same question over and over again, as long as it's accompanied with new information or ask in a different way. We're like, well, how do you ask the same question a different way? How much money do you make? Hey, what was your revenue last year? Hey, did your company grow from a financial standpoint? Right? What was the numbers of your business? Did you profit some, or did you spend a ton of on expenses? Like there's tons of different ways to ask this stuff. So at the end of the day, also too, if you don't get answers, you are training them that they don't have to answer your questions, and then later on in the call, you're going to really regret that. If you ever been on a call where you felt like you were totally out of control, they would not actually ever answer your questions, but you just kept moving forward anyway? Anybody feel that? It was ever you? Dude, stop moving forward. Because what are you going to get at the end of the call? I want to think about it. Call me back. I'm not sure. Let me talk to my spouse. Whatever, man, whatever. Dude, I close a large percent. If I make it to the end of the call, I am closing a large, vast majority of people that I talk to just because of this philosophy right here. Most people don't train you this though, do they? Most of you have never had anyone in the industry ever train you on that point right there. But it's one of the most valuable points that I can train you on. Okay? Also, just by saying that, and you're like, dude, this is good. If you're like, hey, this is good information, I'm enjoying this. This is you committing to being on every virtual event we ever do from now on and coming to 8%. Okay? All right, number 5. Okay, number 5. Lead them. People like to be led. Lead them. Your job is to walk them to the finish line. Walk them to the finish line, right? Lead them. People like to be led. Dude, does Cody always get his way? No. Okay, no. He asked my wife, she'd probably say yes, but the truth is no. Okay, I definitely don't. However, I am typically do a better job of getting my way because I am a little bit more direct with people. Now, I'm still respectful, still kind, but I am a little bit more direct. Like, John, based on everything you shared, this makes perfect sense. It's what I would do, what I would have my mom do, and honestly, it's exactly what you should do. Would you agree? Lead them. Lead them. Which of these is impressed you and you're like, bro, I need more of that? 1, start the call off right. 2, always finish with a question. 3, don't talk too much. 4, get answers to your questions. Or 5, lead them along the way. People like to be led. Michael says 1 and 3. What's up, Beeson? 2, 3, 5, 3, 1, 2, 5, 4. Lead them all. Okay, good.